Grapevine Mustangs are now, is it 6-0?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
6-0?
Pretty good.
The Grapevine Mustangs are 5-0. 5-0. And they come off with another emphatic 51-0 win over Fort Worth Dunbar. And here to talk about his Mustangs is the head coach, the head man at TPW. It is Coach Randy Jackson. Coach, how are you?
Great, Greg. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for hopping on. And right now, you guys are 5-0, looking very good. Is this about what you expected from this team in the offseason?
Yeah, well, I knew we were going to be better. I knew it was year 3 of our system. We've got a good group of seniors, and so I knew we were going to be a better football team this year. But you just really never, know really exactly what to expect till it happens. But I am pleased with what we've got going now. We are a more physical and better football team than we were at this time last year, for sure.
And I know that that's always been a big thing for you. Ever since I've known you, that's always been your hallmark, is we're going to be a physical, tough team. TPW, tough people win. For you, maybe for the teams that you've played, you've had in the past, where does this rank on that Randy Jackson scale of we're just going to be the toughest team you've ever played?
I think we're right up there with it. I think in other places I've been, we were physical and we sold that mantra and all that, but like at Poteet, it just kind of happened pretty fast, but here we really did build this thing from the ground up, and I really feel like we have a physical front seven on defense, and we're kind of an attack mode kind of team, so. We play fast on offense, but we're very intentional about being tough. I mean, we tackle to the ground in practice. We go ones versus ones a lot, and we make it just doesn't happen by accident. I'm very proud of our guys that they've allowed us to kind of mold them in this, because it's really, we're not going to win a lot of sprint relays at track meets and things like that, so we have to be tough.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the defense, and it's interesting that you bring that up, because, look, everybody looks at your box scores and everybody looks at your results, and their jaws drop about the offense. And trust me, we're going to ask you about the offense in a minute. But do you feel like maybe your defense is kind of flying under the radar a little bit, because you guys have been awful good at least the past 3-4 weeks defensively?
Yeah, I think the second game of the year, Abilene Cooper really scored the last play of the game. And so for us to kind of shut those guys out with our ones, wow, that really felt good. I just don't understand the teams that want to win games, 59-55. I just think that would age me. We're going to put our best kids on defense. I mean, we're going to have a quarterback, but bottom line is we're going to put really good kids on defense. And if somebody's really good, he can go both ways some. But I think our defense really is I really think it's a top 10 defense in the state. And I say that humbly, but I'm really proud of our guys. It is when our one defense is in there, we really have not given up much all year.
We're talking with Randy Jackson, the head coach of the Grapevine Mustangs here on DCTF Live. This interview brought to you by Atavis Rugby Tackling, our sponsor this week. Get involved in the conversation, hashtag at DCTF Live. Let's get into it, Coach. Let's talk about your quarterback, Alan Bowman. It's the elephant in the room. This kid has been outrageous. More than 1,300 yards passing already, 19 touchdowns. And more importantly for me, he's thrown the ball 120 times, and just 3 of them have been intercepted. For you, as the guy who gets to see him every day, what stands out about Alan?
Alan's big deal for me is he's a coach on the field, and he was thrust in there the third game of his freshman year, and so he's just gotten better every year. He's got good poise. He knows where to go with the football, and for me, a good quarterback's not the guy with the strongest arm and all that, but it's a good decision maker, and Alan is a big kid, 6'2", 195, throws the ball really well, but he understands what we're trying to get accomplished, and he understands where to go with the football. If they press cover, we're going to do this. And so I really am real proud of him. And it's funny, I do see him every day, so you kind of forget about, honestly, I had no idea he's thrown for 1,300 yards. We just kind of do our thing. And so I kind of take him for granted a little bit. I fuss at him probably too much, but he's a good one. And so proud I got him for another year.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and then he's also got a number of great receivers to throw to: Dylan Gonzalez, Zach Carnes, David Clayton, Eric Brown. It goes on and on and on. And the thing it seems to me that sets your wide receiver core apart is that you don't have any selfish kids on there. You don't have any kids, at least from my perspective. You can tell me if I'm wrong. But you don't have any kids that are saying, "I need the ball right now." You don't have any quote unquote divas out there. It seems like this is a real team, like real unit, the kind of all together.
Yeah, and that's really that was the big question mark going into the season. Dylan Gonzalez didn't play football last year. He played defense for us as a sophomore and just played baseball last year. So we got him back, made him a receiver. He really didn't know how he would do. Zach Carnes transferred in January, played quarterback at a little private school, so he had never played receiver. And David Clayton had been a running back. So really 3 of our top 4 receivers had never played receiver before this season started. And we talk to our guys all the time about block for each other. We're a big screen team. We're a big run pass option team. So, a lot of these guys are catching balls when we call a run play. And so we tell them, hey, we're going to take what the defense gives us, and if it's your week that they're going to give us open balls to you, we're going to take them. But yeah, I've been real proud of these guys, man. I do think it's our culture here of not being selfish and just when it's your turn, it'll happen for you. But great bunch of guys.
And then I want to ask you about District 8-5A. This was, I think, coming into the year, there was a lot of talk about Heritage. Your district bunkmate, both in school district and in 8-5A. And Heritage has been, Heritage is strong. I don't think there's really any doubt about that. But this district, I think, has kind of flown under the radar because of the teams that fill out that depth there. It seems to me that you look at teams. You look at teams like Richland, who's having a great year.
They are.
They're 5-0. They're 5-0 right now. Birdville, of course, is always very tough. When you take a look at District 8-5A, what are you seeing from your perspective?
Well, I think that Richland. Basically, we lost Lake Dallas last year and picked up Richland and Colleyville Heritage, so it did get tougher. Colleyville Heritage is really, really good. Probably the best offense in the district. I mean, when they played without their 2 best receivers and their quarterback the last few weeks, and so we know those guys will be back when we play them. Richland, we played a few Thursday games, so we've been able to go watch some guys in person. So we were at the Richland Birdville game the other day, and holy smokes, Richland, they're playing. I mean, and so. They're a confident team who's those guys dropping down in classification, but Richland is really good. So we feel like in Birdville's just Birdville. I mean they average 3 rounds go in the playoffs. Well, they expect to win, and so and I do think Dunbar is a very physical team who could still cause somebody some problems. They don't have a lot of depth over there at Dunbar, but they have some good players and they're very physical. So I think that it. I mean, I'm not sure if anybody will run the table in this district. I'd be surprised really if they did. I think it's a really, really strong top half district.
I think you're exactly right. And talking with Coach Randy Jackson of the Grapevine Mustangs here on DCTF Live, presented by Advis Rugby Tackling. Get involved in the conversation. Hashtag DCTF Live. And Coach, I want to give you one more opportunity here. Plug your book. Coach CoachRandyJackson.com. He's not just a great coach. He's also an author.
Yes.
Culture Defeats Strategy, 7 Lessons on Leadership from a Texas High School Football Coach is coming out this November. Coach, I thought we had agreed years ago that I was the writer and you were the coach. You don't see me stepping on your toes and trying to beat you on a Friday night. What made you want to write this book?
Something just kind of came over me when I found out, just to be honest with you, when I found out that you didn't have to get approved, you can just kind of self-publish your books through Amazon. And so I knew I could just write one and put it out on Amazon. And I'm one of those guys that we talk about culture a lot. And I really believe in the mental game of football. And I just think we do some pretty neat things. And as I got to, every now and then I'll get to go speak at a clinic. And like last year, I got to go to Seattle and then I got to go to Oregon. And when you get to kind of speak to guys all across the country and they just, we're so lucky here. They just kind of view Texas high school football as almost a college type of atmosphere. I just thought, probably not a lot of local guys would buy my book, but maybe some guys throughout the country, might, just because it's Texas high school football. And I just thought, I'm going to put my thoughts down on paper, and one day my grandkids will read it, and it might be cool for them. So it was one of those, just a discipline kind of thing where I had to turn the TV off for about 5 weeks and grind a little bit, and pretty proud that it. Not sure the book is awesome, but I'm proud that I had the discipline to sit down and write it.
Hey, you got to. Yeah, you are an author. That is something that Max and I are. No, Max is an author.
I am.
Nah, you wrote a book.
But I have the same mentality Coach Jackson has. I don't really care. I don't know that it's any good, but I can say I did it.
He is Coach Randy Jackson. He's the head coach of the 5-0 Grapevine Mustangs. Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck this week against Carter Riverside. The rest of the way, I'm sure we'll be talking.
Thanks, guys. I'm honored that y'all allowed me to come on. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks a lot, Coach.